My name is Martina Möllering. I'm Professor in International Studies and the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts. A very warm welcome to the Faculty of Arts. I would like to thank you for your interest in studying with us here at Macquarie, and you have certainly chosen the right time to be joining us. We have just opened our wonderful new arts precinct, which will be your home in the university and where you will be meeting your fellow students and your teachers. We offer a wide variety of courses, all designed to foster your passion and to teach you how to develop the necessary skills to turn it into a profession. Please enjoy the presentation to follow and do not hesitate to contact us should you have any questions.
Hi, I'm Professor Julian Knowles and I'm going to give you an overview of our creative arts degrees here at Macquarie. So we have a broad suite of creative arts degrees, and we have dedicated degrees like the Bachelor of Music and also the Bachelor of Media and Communications, which has focuses in writing, screen, radio and online. And then we offer a broad range of majors within our Bachelor of Arts program, which is a very flexible degree that allows you to achieve an area of specialisation, but also allows you to combine it with studies in other areas. So in the Bachelor of Arts, we have a major in Performing Arts Industries, Dance, Theatre and Creativity, a major in Music Studies, a major in Screen Practice and Production, a major in Moving Image and Sound Studies, and also a major in Radio and Podcasting. So let's talk about the creative industries, because I think that's relevant to those of you that are thinking about careers in this space. So it's a very large global industry segment. In Australia, it's larger than our agriculture sector, and it's been growing at more than twice the rate of other sectors. So not only is it undergoing rapid growth, it's also been experiencing unprecedented levels of change due to changes in technology. So these are professionally orientated courses, and they're aimed at upskilling practitioners for the digital age. So there might be filmmakers, musicians, performers, producers, creative managers, creative entrepreneurs, screen and music industry workers. So we point to a very wide range of career outcomes. So the degrees have a mix of creative production, entrepreneurship and industry studies. So some facts about the creative industries. It's valued globally at $509 billion in 2015, and it still grew during the global financial crisis, so it's incredibly resilient. In Australia, more than 500,000 people are employed in the creative industries, and it represents 6.5% of Australia's GDP. So it's a rapidly growing sector. The creative industries have fundamentally changed in the past 10 years due to the rise of the internet as the main platform for the distribution of all content, and that could be music, films, books, news, journalism content and so on. So online environments demand new skills, approaches and understandings. We have new production and distribution models that now exist that are completely different to the old models. So technology has actually really changed professions. So there are new jobs and entirely new industry areas that are being invented to deal with the digital and online environment. So new jobs might include online creative content producers, animation performers, interactive media writers, digital arts marketers, and then entirely new businesses, and some of these businesses are absolutely huge in scale. Music and media streaming companies, digital distribution companies, digital publishing companies and artist service platforms. We all know that there are now new ways to distribute and sell content with streaming services. So many of you will already have subscriptions to these services, but they are major international companies. And there are also new ways that people finance projects. So there are some excellent examples of using, say, crowdfunding platforms for startups and small creative projects. So our facilities here at Macquarie are arguably the best in the sector. What distinguishes them is that we have high-level facilities across all the major media areas, from performance to screen to music and radio. And not only do those facilities exist, but they all exist in the same building. So we're very fortunate to have a purpose-built building that contains all of our creative arts facilities, and that means that it's really easy for students who are enrolled with us to be able to access study in all of these different practical areas of production. So now I'm going to hand you over to my colleague Dr. Julianne Long, who's going to take you through our majors.
Thanks, Julian. I teach dance and performance at Macquarie, and many people say to me, "You do dance and performance at university, but what sort of job do you get out of that?" Well, I hope after the next few minutes of talking to you, you'll be convinced that there are many job opportunities for you if you take creative arts units at Macquarie. So students in the creative arts are prepared for a multitude of career trajectories, including arts management, arts and cultural administration in the public and private sectors, performing artists, producing and curatorial positions, event management, music publishing, community arts practitioners, work in public relations and social media, arts writing and journalism, content production, sound production, web production, creative entrepreneur, games design, to name just a few possibilities. And whatever you can think of, you can probably do it. In the creative arts offered at Macquarie, we explore the performing arts industries, dance and theatre, and music, creative writing, radio and podcasting, and film and screen practices. We draw attention to how skills from the creative arts can be transferable to other disciplines, jobs, and roles in life. As we move into the future and technology continues to undertake more technical skills than ever before, the value of employees' soft skills will only become more apparent. These soft skills, knowledge, attitudes and values that students will need to thrive in jobs that have not yet been invented are intrinsically at the heart of the creative arts practices. These soft skills are what the creative arts does best. They're largely about processes, the creative process, creativity, working collaboratively, being adaptable and responsive to changing situations, skills which all build resilience and are responsive to the changing employment landscape. Every single student at Macquarie undertakes an industry and community placement. Our PACE program offers students practical experience and opportunities to work in real-world situations. The university assists students with finding opportunities to learn from leading industry experts, and students also have the option of sourcing their own internship or PACE activity if they have interest in a particular business or community placement or organisation. The PACE program is unique to Macquarie, as Macquarie University is well placed with its Sydney location adjacent to the concentration of creative industries at local Macquarie Park. The creative arts majors are at the forefront of contemporary arts best practice and offer students the opportunity to follow specialised artistic interests in training as an industry practitioner. Students can do a single or double major, and we encourage students to generate their own directions and creative possibilities by mixing and matching units from across disciplines to create a highly personalised degree. A brief overview of the creative arts majors at Macquarie, which are all suitable for students from diverse backgrounds interested in dance, theatre, drama, film and screen, writing, radio and music, and suit both students with prior experience as well as those who have never had the opportunity but are interested in a particular area. The performing arts industries, dance, theatre and creativity, which I teach into, offers students the opportunity to gain insights into how to facilitate and encourage artistic creativity, as well as providing a comprehensive understanding of the creative industries. In the performing arts, dance and theatre units at Macquarie, we provide opportunities for students to explore and create self-devised dance and performance work in group contexts. And once again, we encourage independent learning and research to follow your individual passion and interests. Practical explorations include approaches to immersive, interactive, hybrid and interdisciplinary collaborative projects incorporating technical elements such as the integration of video, lighting and sound and performance work, which you can see from the photos on the slide. Macquarie University also offers circus studies, which is an exciting and unique approach to exploring socio-cultural contemporary themes, as well as developing physical confidence and resilience. All students have access to high quality, well-appointed studios alongside access to industry standard technologies and digital production tools in media and music. The studios featured tiered audience seating, state-of-the-art video projection facilities, aerial rigs, acrobatic equipment and full lighting and sound systems. All of our staff are recognised practitioners in their professional artistic fields, whether they be performing artists, filmmakers or writers. Creative non-fiction writing is taught by award-winning published writers who guide students through research and writing creative non-fiction pieces along with multimedia storytelling. We prioritise practice-based learning, which is really just learning by doing, and this is always supported by critical and reflective thinking. From first year, students are involved in practical work, digital screen skills alongside performance skills, alongside managing, producing and curating their work. They work individually as well as collaboratively in group projects. The screen intensives provide students with an industry standard experience of what is required to work in the film industry. Once again, the staff teaching in screen production are award-winning filmmakers themselves, with recent films by staff members being screened at the Sydney Film Festival last month. To make the access to resources possible for students and access to high-end camera equipment, students are supported by an experienced technical team. The diversity of our approach to interdisciplinarity in the creative arts at Macquarie means students may be studying film and performance and writing, and this provides students with a skill set that broadens career opportunities and enables application of creative arts skills and principles across many different fields. Macquarie University is a co-owner of radio station 2SER, which has studios located in our building on campus. This provides students in the radio and podcasting major with an introduction to the radio and podcasting industries, which are an exciting part of the contemporary media landscape. This major has a substantial practical component in radio podcast production that explores the contemporary position of radio and its relationships with other media, especially online platforms. Students develop writing, voicing, interviewing, presentation, communication, expression, researching and editing skills.
Thanks, Julianne. So I'm going to talk about music now. Now, if you're interested in the specialised degree, the Bachelor of Music, there's a separate presentation on that you can watch. And here I'm just going to talk about the Music Studies major within the Bachelor of Arts program. So like the dedicated degree, it's also a professional music degree for the 21st century, only it's in a more flexible structure within a Bachelor of Arts degree. That means you can combine studies in music with studies in other areas as you see fit, and you can also gain a substantial amount of depth in a second area through the BA structure. What's important to understand about the Music Studies major is that you get the same access to the blend of skills across production, industry studies and performance that you do within the specialised Bachelor of Music program, only it's a much more flexible structure and there are fewer units within that major. So you get access to the world-class facilities, you get to work on creative practice and practical projects. So it's not just a theory major, it's a major that combines theory and practice. So if you've got any more questions about what we offer in creative arts, you can hang around for our Q&A session now and talk to a staff member live, or you can visit our website or email futurestudents@mq.edu.au.
Hello, welcome back to our Creative Arts live Q&A session. Feel free to leave your questions in the chat box below. My name's Adam and I'm in my 6th year at Macquarie University doing a double degree of Law and Media, and I'm joined today by Dr. Julianne Long, who's an award-winning dance artist and academic. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Adam.
My first question for you today, is Macquarie similar to traditional schools for dance and conservatoriums, or is it slightly different?
I would say it's quite different. Most of you might be used to the idea of if you're doing dance or theatre or music or any creative arts that you audition to come into the course. And at Macquarie we don't do that because we actually have a huge range of students, from students who have extensive experience. You might have been learning ballet or contemporary dance, or you might have a cultural dance in your background, or you might be a street dancer, as well as students who have never done any dancing before. And we welcome all of those people, and that is one thing that makes us very different. We're not about training you to be a performer or an artist. It's about giving you the skills to understand the creative process and how to work in that context.
So I, with no experience before, could just go and join a dance degree, being one of your classes?
Absolutely. We have a lot of people who are doing it as an elective. You should have done it, Adam.
Oh, I'm almost finished. I'm almost done.
So we do have law students, we have lots of education students who are doing all sorts of things, commerce, accounting, and they say, oh, I so look forward to coming to the creative arts classes here, because there's something different and they approach the university context in a really different way.
I wish I knew that. If I had another year in my degree, I'm sure you'd see me in one of your classes.
Good.
My second question coming through is, how would Macquarie prepare you for self-employment?
Yeah, so a lot of, especially if you're going into the creative industries, the creative arts, the performing arts, you go in initially often as an independent worker, as an independent artist. And as I was saying before, what we do is we focus on creativity, the creative process. We focus on how you work with other people, so collaborative processes. And if you think about the type of things that most employers want these days, they want people who can come up with creative solutions to problems. They want people who can work in a team. And all of these skills, even though we might be doing them in a very particular discipline, in the dance studio, in the screen studio, they're actually skills that you can transfer to any other parts of your life, and definitely any other jobs.
That's fabulous to know. Again, I'm wishing I did dance while I was at university. Another question we've got coming through is, are you able to tell us about the performing arts and creative arts facilities at Macquarie?
Yeah, so the building that I work in, 10Ha it's called, you don't need to worry about that. The facilities are amazing. We have studios for dance and drama, we have screen studios, we have recording studios. So the sound, the music, the performing arts, we have actual dedicated spaces, which can also, some of them, be turned into small performance spaces. We have lights rigged up for these little performances. We also have, the students have an amazing kind of range of equipment that they have access to, and we also have dedicated technical staff that support the students in kind of working with this equipment. I think the other thing to kind of note is that all of the staff at MMCCS are actually working professionals, so they have experience in the field professionally, and many of us still work in that field, so our research work takes us out into the world on an ongoing basis.
I also remember in my screen production major being in the production studio and one day just walking around and coming across a little door and peeking inside and seeing these lovely flowing ribbons from the roof and students swinging from these ribbons and doing tricks, and just thinking, where am I right now? What am I missing out on? What are these secrets at Macquarie that I've never heard of before?
Well, that's a little sort of extra thing that we have at Macquarie. We have a circus training group because one of our staff has a lot of experience in that area, and the training group meets in the morning a couple of times a week. Well, they used to before the COVID time, but we will do it again, don't you worry. And also we do offer circus studies as an academic subject. So those sort of things, and if you think about physical training, which circus is, you actually think, what are the other skills that brings? It often students start and they can't do anything. I can't climb that rope. I can't hold myself for that long. And over the course of the training, they find that they can do it. And that sort of resilience and confidence building, like I said before, can apply to anything that you do in life.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd have another question coming through. What styles of dance do you do?
I personally don't think of styles as such, because like I said before, students come from all sorts of backgrounds, from a lot of experience in one particular style to no experience at all. So what we like to foster is that the student finds their own way of working and moving, and same with screen making, filmmaking. They find their own way of expressing themselves through that medium. So we really do try to nurture each individual student.
And I think at the same time, with creative arts, it's often a collaborative experience.
Yeah.
So you're always working with people. I know myself in film was always working with the team, always had that group dynamic, something really useful to manage in university, because it's, as you said, a really good transferable skill to have.
Yeah. And also I think that notion that you are involved with other people in creating something which you actually have quite a lot of investment in, because your contribution is equally important as anyone else. And that sense of achievement when you actually get to the end of it and you realise the project is quite intense for a lot of students, because they often don't have the opportunity to express themselves in that way.
And this will be our last question for today. What are our assessments like in creative arts?
So right from first year, what we do, which is slightly different to a lot of other universities, there's always the emphasis on practice and having a practical application to the learning. And this integration of practice and theory, which is not always started at year one in all universities, but we really believe that that's the way to do things. So you're often doing a practical assessment right from the beginning, and you're also writing about it or writing in response to it, whether it be a reflection or an analysis. So the writing, the doing, the thinking, the researching, all of that's integrated together.
Thank you, and thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Long. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for now. You can always check out our downloadable content, continue to ask questions, and someone will get back to you in our live chat Q&A. You can check out the rest of the forum, have a look at our other areas of studies and see what interests you. Coming up at 11:30, we do have our presentation on the Bachelor of Music, so stick around if you're interested in that. In the meantime, I'm going to see if Dr. Long can teach me some TikTok dances. So we'll see you soon.
I think you can teach me, Adam.
Thank you so much.